I do.
I do.
Thank you. You may put your hands down. Ms. Schultz, do you have anything to add to this?
Your Honor, I would just add that we were last here on November 17th, as the court had indicated. The current order that entered on September 7th of 2018 granted the parties parenting time on a week-to-week basis. As the court will recall, the prior testimony from the parties is that that order has not been followed for a significant period of time. And I believe that the court did receive some sort of verification from the apartment complex that they were going into Ms. Brock's apartment to provide treatment.
Right. Okay, thank you. Mr. Wren, do you have anything to add?
Only the concerns of my daughter's therapist, the school staff, and myself, that by Jasmine going to her mother's week on and week off, this has not occurred since 2018. I think we did it for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, and Rebecca couldn't do it because of busing. So we agreed week on, week off. That was fine. I just don't want her to go to her mother's for a week, and the sleep issue and what time she has to get up in the morning to get to school. We just don't want her to go backwards. I have something for you, Your Honor, here.
What's that?
And it come out of the newspaper. It's my daughter. She was on the honor roll this year.
Oh, good.
She made the honor roll. First time ever. Me and staff at the school and her therapist, they do not want to see her grades go backwards. We worked a long time hard to get her where she's at now.
Ms. Schultz, the original motion is a motion regarding parenting time, but technically speaking, wouldn't this be a motion for custody? Is it week on, week off?
It's depending on how the court wishes to proceed with the parenting time issue. It could be a change in the established custodial environment.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Brock, do you have any comment?
I don't know what to say. I got a comprehension problem.
You have what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I have a comprehension problem. I don't know exactly what is going on.
Well, there's a motion filed by Mr. Wren. There's an order in the past that says that the minor child is to be switched week to week between parents. Mr. Wren filed a motion to change that parenting time to weekends, Friday from 4 to 4.
Your Honor, that this is Ms. Brock's motion requesting.
Oh, that's right. That's her signature.
Mr. Wren may file a response, but this is Ms. Brock's.
Oh, is this the response I'm seeing? Maybe. Okay. This is your motion then. And I'm assuming you want to go back to week, correct?
I do. I want to go other week. When I had her for that week, she was going to school on time. I put her to bed at 8, 9 o'clock at night. And then she gets up at 5:30 in the morning, 5:45, and the bus comes and picks her up at 6:25 in the morning. And then she doesn't get back to me until like 5 o'clock at night because of the busing.
Okay. Why has it been that from about 2018 up until recent, it's been really weekends rather than week to week?
Because when I had her years ago, 2018, Steve and I was fighting a lot, and her mood swings was off, and she was hitting and kicking and throwing things at me and running away. But the first time she got taken away from me is when HBH gave me some psych meds and made me not coherent. So CPS came in and grabbed her and took her into Steve's home. I told CPS I don't want Jasmine in a foster home. I want her in with family.
What's the status?
Jasmine had mood swings. Jasmine had mood swings years ago. She is getting better with the medication that she is taking right now for her ADHD.
What is the status of the bed bugs?
The status of the bed bugs, they came in last week Friday to spray. I got a note on my door this Monday. The weekend after told me not to vacuum for 2 weeks. And then I guess right after that, I don't know how far they're going to come in to check if I still have them, but I don't think I did have them, Your Honor. I mean, I have a friend that come here every night and doesn't see nothing.
When's the last time that you had an overnight with the child?
That week when I got paperwork in the mail from the courts saying that I can have her every other week because that's what was court ordered. I called up Steve right away and told Steve it's court ordered for me to have Jasmine every other week until the court tells me otherwise.
So what date was that?
It was a week before what? It was a week before court last time. I had her for the whole week.
Okay. All right, anything else before I go back then to Mr. Wren?
Go ahead.
Mr. Wren?
Yes.
Anything?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, anything else you want to add?
Just that how good my daughter is doing now, and I'm worried that she is going to regress because of her studying and everything, and the time that she's on the bus. And we were doing fine since 2018 with weekends. And then all of a sudden I get into a relationship, and now it's got to be week on, week off. Before I did it, it was every other weekend.
Since 2018.
Yeah.
All right. And has it been week on, week off here the last couple of weeks?
Just 1 week.
How did it go?
When Jasmine comes home from seeing her mother, it is chaos again. Her school can see it. Her therapist, Betty Smith, can see it. She comes home and it takes a couple days to get her back into her routine and get her going again, more motivated for schooling and everything.
Ms. Brock, this is your motion, so I'm going to ask you if there's anything else you want to add.
I would like to do the every other week like it's supposed to be. Jasmine is a lot older and a little bit more coherent of being a 12-year-old, what's going on. When I had her that week, she was fine, Your Honor. She was really fine. I did not have any problems. She went to bed a couple times late at night. But she did get up and go to school. I made sure of that. I have alarm set for 5:30 to get up, and then I get her up in 10 minutes to make me wake up and smoke a cigarette outside of the apartment building.
Just one moment, please. Sure. All right, I just had to ask regarding the arrangement that was set up in this case, and clearly back in a number of years ago, it was set week to week. 2018, despite the court order, the parties did not engage in week to week parenting time or custodial time. It was alternate weekends. Was it alternate or every weekend?
I believe the prior testimony was that it was not consistent.
Right,
Because Ms. Brock had a period of time where she was homeless.
that's right.
But her initial motion did request alternate weeks.
That's right. Okay. So this is really mom's motion regarding the original order. And the court has heard the testimony. The court has looked at some documents as well and reviewed the file. And in her original motion regarding parenting time, it was alternating weeks in the summer and Fridays from 4 or 6 until Saturday at 3. Looks like 3. That was written in the motion. So, court finds there is a change in circumstance. Previous order in this case was week-to-week custodial time. That has not been followed, well, not even followed since 2018. Up until recent was the request, but the request appears to be alternate weeks in the summer and Fridays 4 through 6 until Saturday at 3. So that's what was being asked for. Now I'm hearing she wants to go back, mother wants to go back week to week. Regardless of that,
I will.
Oh, no, you're all set, miss. I've heard what you said. But since the
Okay.
entry of the last order, the conditions surrounding custody of the child have made a significant effect on her well-being and they've materially changed. Considering, again, no consistency regarding the previous order, bed bugs, other issues within the home, and the court finds a change in circumstance. Now, the next question is there an established custodial environment? The court has to look at, over an appreciable period of time, who the child naturally looks to as the custodian in that environment. You consider the child's age, physical environment as well. And here I find that because there was no consistent custodial time, much less parenting time, exercised by Ms. Brock, that the established custodial environment rests with father. As a result, clear and convincing evidence is the proper standard to be applied here relative to the consideration of the 12 factors. Now, looking at the 12 factors, love, affection, other emotional ties, court finds that factor to be equal. It appears that slightly favoring dad, but relatively equal because, again, mom does not exercise the time, but she does provide love, affection, other emotional ties when she does have the child. As to capacity and disposition of the parties to provide the child love, affection, and guidance, that favors father. Mother does have the capacity and disposition to provide it, but has been very inconsistent. To provide the child with food, clothing, or medical care, that favors father based upon the inconsistency of mother exercising her custodial time under the order. The length of time the child has lived in a stable, satisfactory environment, and I have nothing regarding desirability of maintaining that continuity, but the length in time has been with father as well. That factor favors father. Permanence of the family unit or the existing or proposed unit, court finds that to be equal. No issues regarding moral fitness, that factor is equal. Mental and physical health of the parties involved, there was comment made by mother regarding CPS and all that, but on balance, I don't find anything significant either way. Home, school, and community records of the child, the court received information this morning that the child is first time on the honor roll, which I think is wonderful. There is no reasonable preference of the child to be considered. There doesn't seem to be a significant issue regarding willingness and ability of the parties to facilitate and encourage a close continuing parent-child relationship. It just doesn't seem that mom has been exercising it consistently. No history of domestic violence, and there are no any other factors to be considered. As a result, Parties shall maintain joint legal and joint physical custody. The custodial time will be as follows as requested by mother. Mother shall have the child alternate weekends. We'll make it after school Friday, alternate weekends until Saturday at 3 p.m. as she requested. If there is no school, do you wish to have it 4, 5, or 6 p.m., Ms. Brock?
It all just depends about.
Depends on your what? I'm sorry. I think she muted herself.
They sent her to the library at 4:30 and they didn't pick her up until 6:45 to take her home. But I did manage to come up with money to feed her every time when she came and seen me, so she can have food for that time being that she was at the library and on the bus and stuff.
What if there is no school on Fridays, on alternate weekends? What time would you like the child available for you for pickup? 4, 5, or 6?
4 o'clock. I want the earliest as possible. I want to spend more time with my daughter as much as I can. I love her so much.
All right. Fridays from 4 p.m. until Saturday at 3. Court will order the alternating weeks during the summer. And which weekend shall we start? Should be this weekend or next?
I want to start as soon as possible, whatever you guys decide, because I want to see my daughter. She misses me.
Can we start it this weekend, sir?
Yes, sir.
This weekend. Issues
Today.
Yeah, today. And also, Ms. Schultz, regarding the holiday schedule.
The prior order, Your Honor, did include a provision that the parties are granted alternate holidays pursuant to the 2016 guidelines, and I would suggest that.
Prior orders will remain in effect. During the summer, prior orders also had, it was year-round,
Correct.
week to week, alternating weeks during the summer. And the time that starts, Ms. Schultz, there's a policy relative to that too.
The week to week during the summer break begins the first Sunday after school releases. Once the parties have Jay's school schedule, if they have questions about how we would apply that, they can contact our office.
That's the court's order.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Now I forget what I was going to tell you. Oh, can we, instead of this week, can we switch that starting next week?
And the reason for that request?
The reason for that request is, going this week, we've already got plans. I gotta go help my nephew with his, heating and stuff, and we already had planned for Yasmin to see her cousin.
Ms. Brock, is there any problem with switching it to next week?
I don't have any problems, but I do like to have her for Christmas this year because I didn't have her last year.
Well, we go to the holiday policy relative to that. It'll start next week.
Thank you.
All right, that'll conclude the proceedings. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. We'll go off the weekend.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.